So if this happens, if Bishop Strickland gets the good old ban hammer, just one more demonstration that La Salette is completely true.
The National Catholic Register reports Vatican ordered investigation targets Bishop Strickland of Tyler, Texas. The Vatican's Dicastery of Bishops has completed a formal investigation of Bishop Joseph Strickland and the Diocese of Tyler, Texas, according to multiple media reports.
I've been saying this for some time. I've known Bishop Strickland. We're not best friends. We don't communicate often. But I've had some very blessed moments to spend personal time with him, talking, chatting with him. I've interviewed him on a number of occasions. He's going to get retired. The trend is to retire bishops now. You don't like them, you retire them.
I know church politics is nasty, and I'm not saying that should be the emphasis for every single Catholic, and praise God that it's not. But every once in a while, it's like, how many times do I have to talk to people? And they seem very surprised and kind of generically sad by this, you know what I mean? But there's never any genuine anger about, no, this is a good man, right? And this is just a reality. This is the sort of papal mandatums that we have nowadays. And we all have to just pretend that, we just don't know why it's happening or how it's happening. So if this happens, if Bishop Strickland gets the good old, what happens to all those like traditional Carmelite orders, right? And gets the ban hammer, just one more demonstration that La Salette is completely true for me. And I think it's working.
Akita?
You're obviously seeing it.
Our Lady of Akita? Third Sister to Fatima.
Lady of Akita.
I mean, La Salette, even Lourdes. Here's the thing on Bishop Strickland. No, I do not believe he was visited because he went to L.A. and spoke out at the Dodgers protest. I don't think that was it. I definitely think it's his outspokenness in tweet form about the pontificate, which begs the question, should he have done that? What is the role of an outspoken, courageous bishop? I believe Bishop Strickland is courageous, and I believe he is calling a spade, as he ought to. But at the end of the day, I also believe Cardinal Zen does, but Cardinal Zen doesn't take it to the Strickland level. Cardinal Zen's prepared to become a martyr, and he might actually end up doing that. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? But he doesn't, but he was very careful about his criticisms of the pontificate. And he got stood up at St. Peter's Square for days. The Pope would never see him. And still he was careful about his criticisms of the pontificate. I believe that as faithful Catholics, if we're going to take the high road, if we're going to be above board, even though our detractors, even though our enemies would never take the high road, they are dirty dogs and they do only wrong. Does that mean we should too? No, because at the end of the day, if he gets retired, his diocese is going to be the one to suffer. He could equally have not made those statements and still be as courageous and bold by saying the Church of Synodality is wrong. He could have just left that one sentence out and we wouldn't be here, in my opinion. What say you?
I'd say on one hand, I find a lot of Catholics who feel such sentiments, I think would have been utterly horrified to see Paul rebuke Peter to his face. And I think we'd be having the exact same conversations of sorts. I'm kind of sick of the whole, we're just going to be nice to get nice and push the can down the road a little bit and subtly kind of make sure that our diocese is safe or that our Catholics are safe. I mean, we're at war, dang it. We're going to have to offend somebody.
For all of what I love in Bishop Strickland, I would say, Bishop, be outspoken. Just don't make that same statement that you made about the office of the pontificate. I think we can criticize the Pope. I certainly can, and I have, and I will continue to do so when it becomes necessary to do so. But I think as a bishop, he should just proclaim the truth with boldness, with charity and clarity, the fullness of the faith. And call a spade a spade. Call the synod out on synodality because it deserves to be said so. But he could have, I think, gone one step too far in that tweet. That's just my opinion. At the end of the day, as layfolk, what's my obligation? To live in a state of grace and be obedient to my vocation as husband and father. Mm-hmm. That is my primary vocation. To maintain my state of grace, to maintain my Catholic faith. Well, what about when the Pope does this? Or what about when bishops do that? Or local father does this? Or whatever. Listen, none of them affect my role in that regard. I am to maintain a state of grace and be obedient to my vocation. If I do those two things, it does not matter what comes out of a synod. It doesn't matter what comes out of the Vatican as far as our state in life. And I believe that's also true for bishops in the sense that at their level, if they do what they're supposed to do, they could ignore what comes out of the Vatican and still be bold and proclaim goodness and truth in a way that is very effective. Now, I also believe, now that I've said that, the other side of that same coin is, I also think Strickland rightly called out what needed to be called out. Question is, did he choose the right words? I think that's the question in my mind.